Hi everyone, this is Michael with Spirit Comics. I haven't posted a video in a while, and there's a reason for that. The previous time I posted a video is when I had my tablet, my Samsung Tab 4, and I don't have it anymore. It's here in my home, I just don't know where. And I know you may be laughing because that does sound sort of funny, but here's what happened. On September 2nd, I woke up and I had 3 seizures in the morning. I'm epileptic. I take medication 5 times a day for my epilepsy to keep it under control. And what happened is the day before, September 1st, I forgot to take my medication at 6 p.m. and at 10 p.m. And that meant there was a severely, one of my medicine levels was severely low, because my dad took me to the emergency room the next day and they tested my medicine levels, and for sure enough, one of them was really low. So it took some time for me to build up my particular medicine levels again in my system. And that Saturday I had 3 seizures in the afternoon and 1 in the evening. 7 in total. But that morning, September 2nd, before everything went really bad, I sat down in my TV room and I got my tablet and I wanted to see what was going on, on Facebook or whatever. And I do check Twitter. And and I passed out. Now I don't know which hand I had my tablet in. That's a big problem. When I came to, obviously I was dazed, but I was only passed out for 30 seconds or so. I'm not ever passed out longer than that, although it seems like an eternity to me, because sometimes in the past I'm not aware of what's happened. In the past, sometimes I've been with my mother, and I'll come to and say, "Did I just pass out?" And she'll tell me, "Yes, you did." So sometimes I'm aware and sometimes I'm not. And I stayed with her till Monday, and I had my dad take me home Monday. And from starting Tuesday all the way up till September 9, I was having seizure activity. My left leg was convulsing, jerking, but I was not passing out, so I was okay. I mean, I wasn't healthy okay, but I wasn't passing out and I wasn't banging my head. So I was slowly getting better, but I still could not remember what I did with my tablet. And so I'm going to have to record videos this way until I find my tablet, unless anybody wants to send me buy me an Android and send it to me. Yeah, I know that's not gonna happen. So you'll have to bear with me, because I'll be showing you pages like this, and you may not be able to see them, or maybe you are, I don't know. So you'll have to do that thing like some people do on their devices, where you can make the image bigger. But I would like that's for future videos. Right now, here's something I would like to talk about. Marvel Legacy. Yes, I do have an opinion. Now, this is something that I've been aware of for quite some time. I've followed other YouTubers who talked about this, and I left the previous issue of Marvel Previews in the other room. So I can tell you this much right now: I am not going to be purchasing the Incredible Hulk, because it's not going to have Dr. David Banner. No. It's going to have Amadeus Cho, and I am not a fan of his. I have never read an issue of the Totally Awesome Hulk, but I follow the comic book Weapon X, and I saw the way Amadeus Cho was with the Weapon X team, and I really didn't like his personality at all. I'm sorry, he just did not appeal to me. Now, this is something that I am looking forward to. Thor, the Mighty Thor number 700. If you can't see that, well, it has both Jane Foster Thor and Thor Odinson on the cover there. He's back. And of course, they had Thor Odinson in a recent issue of Jean Grey, but he was just like hunched over. He was drinking beer, and he was getting drunk. So it wasn't a great portrayal, but the story was good, I thought. So I do like that cover, and there's something going on there, and I want to get it when that comic book comes out, because I have not bought the Mighty Thor since Thor became unworthy and Jane Foster took over. Now, Captain America continues with number 697, and I'll tell you this right now: when the Captain America book was rebooted and number 1 came out, and everybody was going crazy because they were saying, he says Hail Hydra at the end of the book. Well, I saw people with, like little clips of the panel on their web pages or whatever. And I'm a person who doesn't listen to popular opinion. I'm a person who will listen to a critical opinion. So I went out and got Captain America number 1, and I read the story. It was good. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was good. And sure enough, there at the end, there's Captain America going, Hail Hydra! Which is the not the Marvel Comics equivalent of Nazis. And I didn't like that, but I thought, okay, I'm going to hang in there with Captain America because, the artwork in this first issue is pretty good. So I hung in there with Captain America for 13 issues, except I missed one. And I have to be honest, the story was repetitive. It was the same story, issue after issue. People complain about the Power Rangers, how in the past they've done the same thing in episode after episode. Well, there's a purpose to that, because the show came out in 1993 because it was taken from a Japanese show that's been running for more than 40 years now, called Super Sentai. But there's a purpose to that show. There's a purpose to their story, to showcase the difference between good and evil. And this story in the rebooted Captain America comic, was just telling us, the reader, that Captain America had been hornswoggled. That's the word that comes to mind. Hornswoggled. Been fed false memories that he was actually a sleeper agent for Hydra, and that he had been trained as a Hydra agent from a very young age. And if that storyline had lasted for say 5 issues and then wrapped up and then a new story arc had began, then I would have been cool with it. But no, that just kept going on and on and on, and it led into that Secret Empire event, which I did not follow that book at all. Now, I have read the tie-ins from the Mighty Captain Marvel and X-Men Gold, X-Men Blue, and the Avengers, but that's it. Now, what this says here in the previews magazine, it says, spinning out of the pages of Marvel Legacy #1, Home of the Brave begins, and Steve Rogers is back in action in the red, white, and blue. Steve begins a journey across America to restore his tarnished reputation, and the dangers he encounters along the way are unlike any he's faced before. Plus includes 3 bonus Marvel primer pages, whatever that is. 32 pages in all. I'm not sure if that includes advertisements. So it sounds like he's going to have to go across America apologizing for something he did not do. Okay. But, I can kind of understand that, because people are not always eager to understand what a person has done, even if it wasn't of their own free will, or even if they were in the throes of passion or something at the time. Now, the rest of this, Spider-Man and Deadpool, no. The Amazing Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows, no. I don't read those. Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, no. Now, I have been reading Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, as written by Chip Zdarsky. Now, I have to say this. Issue 1 caught my eye. That's part of what you need to make a good comic book, is eye candy. What did issue #1 of the rebooted Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man have? Peter Parker from the neck down, holding his costume open like this, the classic Christopher Reeves pose from the classic Superman movies. They used that to get the reader's attention, and it worked. I bought issue 1, and I've bought the 2, 3, and 4. Now, I can't say as they've been great issues, because they have been struggling to keep my attention. But the writer, Chip Zdarsky, I have the feeling he's trying his best. I really do. And so I'm going to hang in there a little bit longer, because I like the new story arc that's going to begin with 297. It says Peter Parker is back in the friendly neighborhood, but he's persona non grata as far as the NYPD is concerned. It's the old switcheroo, as we here at the House of Ideas ask the classic question: Peter Parker, threat or menace? Plus includes 3 bonus Marvel primer pages. And I do like that cover. I really do. I really do. So, Chip Zdarsky, I am not trying to cast shade on you or anything, dude, because I really do want to give this comic book a chance, as I read very few Marvel comics. And no to Daredevil, The Punisher, because I don't read them. Now, I have been reading She-Hulk. So far, it's been called The Hulk, but now they're changing her back to She-Hulk. The Hulk, no, it's not even, only Hulk #1 came out December 28th of 2016. And, well, let me pick it up because I had it on my lap and it fell on the floor. This was the first issue. Now, this is something that Marvel has been doing. They give a little sort of synopsis of the story at the top of the page. And it says this in issue 1. Jennifer Walters has always battled for justice, whether it was as a razor-sharp attorney in the courtroom or as her sensational alter ego, superhero She-Hulk. But recent events have shaken Jen to her core. During the Civil War, which I did not read because I was not following that particular storyline, She-Hulk suffered critical wounds during a clash with Thanos and fell into a coma. When she awoke, she learned that her cousin, Bruce Banner, aka the original Hulk, was executed by fellow superhero Hawkeye. Jen is awake, healing, but what will the world hold for her now? But She-Hulk is no more. Now Jen is only Hulk. So this comic began, as I said, December 28, 2016. That's when it came out, and it's going to end with issue 11. And after that, we will have She-Hulk. Now, I don't know what the inside artwork is going to be like, but I tell you, I do like this classic cover. I really do. This classic looking cover. Except I don't like Jennifer Walters as a gray Hulk. It just doesn't look good to me. We're going to have the same team, the same guy is going to be writing it. Mariko Tamaki. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right or not. But I do like that. I do like that cover. I'm not sure about this cover because it's a little bit ominous. But the synopsis of this story, which starts with She-Hulk 159, the leader is back. Now that's good. They're getting back into a actual superhero fighting villain story. At least it sounds that way. The leader is back, and he's using his gamma-enhanced super intelligence to strike at She-Hulk. But how do you hurt an almost indestructible She-Hulk? By turning Jen against herself. Now, I'm sorry, I'm just like going, huh? +3 bonus Marvel Prime pages. Rated T+, $3.99. You know, that sounds like a, strange to me, but these other ones, Doctor Strange, Moon Knight, Old Man Logan. No, I don't read those. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. No, I don't read them. Guardians of the Galaxy. No, but I did manage to find an old Guardians of the Galaxy comic book in in my collections of a few weeks ago, and now this looks kind of interesting. Not sure if you can see it. Not this. It's called Power Pack. number 63. I've never heard of this before. It says in a twist of fate, 4 children gain incredible powers, and in a universe full of war-hungry aliens and terrorizing gangsters, they would need them. Thus, Power Pack was born. But when an enemy from the past rears his head again, the youngest Power finds herself in a body-snatching nightmare. Big brother, Alex, better come around, or Katie is toast. A never-before-told adventure comes to light as Katie Power revisits family history. Now that sounds interesting to me. I have no idea who this is, and I would like to, check him out. Now, this Master of Kung Fu, I haven't. That looks like a nice cover, but no, really, I don't have interest in Kung Fu stories. Now, this is something that really caught my eye, and I will have to admit, it's because of the cover. This is what you need to sell good comic books. You need a good cover to catch the person's eye, and you need a good, engaging story inside the book. Silver Sable and the Wild Pack, number 36. It's written by Krista Faust, and artist is Paulo Sequeira. I probably mispronounced that. I ask your forgiveness. It says, after faking her own death, Silver Sable is back in the mercenary game, and this time she really might not survive. In the wake of Norman Osborn's control of the Sumerian government, one of Sable's operations goes south, and she finds herself in a small group of hostages trapped in the clutches of a dangerous group of terrorists. With no equipment and no backup, Sable has to make sure that she and the innocents trapped with her find their way out alive. Piece of cake. It's a one-shot. Rated T plus $3.99. I don't know why it's a one-shot, but I tell you, I'm going to buy it. Because why? This is the first Marvel character I have seen in a long time that actually has a bust. I know, all of them have busts, but this one, I mean, there's a certain, it looks like a throwback to the 1990s, and I loved that style of artwork. I did. I loved that style of artwork, both for the men and the women. I don't know why it's a one shot. Now these I'm not even sure what this Avengers 623 is going to be. Worlds Apart Part 3, and then it's going to cross over with Champions, a book I don't even read, so I'm not even sure about that. And then this, I'm like I said, I'm not going to be buying the Incredible Hulk, because the only Incredible Hulk I believe in is Dr. Bruce Banner. This is Amadeus Cho, and I just don't like his personality. Now I might get it for the Jack Kirby 100th anniversary variant cover, but of course it would not reflect the story. And this looks like a pretty cool cover for a Mighty Thor 701. It says the Mangog comes to Asgard, but Is one Thor enough to take down the ultimate judgment? Guest artist James Harron brings his talent to the mighty Thor. It all leads to the most dramatic return in the Marvel Universe. One Thor? Well, there was two Thors on the cover of 700. So I wonder what's going on. Is Marvel teasing us with the return of Thor, the Odinson? I don't know. And supposedly, Invincible Iron Man number 595 here says the search for Tony Stark continues, but as some very surprising people from his past, present, and future come together to help. Excuse me. Who will wield the power of Iron Man? It's all building to one of the most anticipated moments in Iron Man history. Now, I have a bad feeling about what this story is actually going to be, but I'm not going to say anything about it because I really want Tony Stark back in the Iron Man comic book. I would really like Marvel Comics to give Riri Williams her own Ironheart book. And of course, I love Spider-Gwen. Now, I have to admit, the art has been a little bit less than what I would like. But let me tell you, if the artist can improve to something like this for future issues of Spider-Gwen, then I will be very happy, because Spider-Gwen is one of Marvel's best books aside from the art. And I don't read Luke Cage, he's also in here. I have no idea who Jessica Jones is. I don't read The Defenders, Iron Fist. Now, I do read Captain Marvel, even though in the very first issue, she looked sort of standoffish because she was sort of leaning back, I think, against a brick wall with her arms crossed like this, with a scowl on her face. And that, I think that was on the first or second page. That was not very, very good in my opinion. But it says Captain Marvel 126 by Margaret Stoll, written, and the artist is Michelle Bandini. I'm probably mispronounced that. If I did, please forgive me. They say you can't go home again, but what about a creepy, dark version of your childhood home? Carol Danvers finds herself in just such a place and brings new meaning to sneaking out of the house. Plus, as Alpha Flight endeavors to find Carol, what they find will change everything. Now, I do like this cover. I hope this is going to be the cover. Carol punching out somebody, and I'm sure she has a good reason. Yes, I know she used to be Miss Marvel, and I've seen the pictures, and yes, I enjoy those pictures too. I don't read Royals, I don't read America. I am not going to be I don't believe I'll be buying Spirits of Vengeance, because I have the original stories that it's based on. The original Ghost Rider stories. This is going to be a miniseries. However, I think if I remember correctly, mine came in sealed bags, so they're still sealed, so they're collectibles. I know some people may think that I sound harsh, but really, I do think Marvel Comics is trying to do their own rebirth, as DC Comics did in 2016. I think Marvel Comics has some good ideas. Will it work? Only time will tell. If they have good writers, good artists to put with good covers, then yes, it will work. But if they're keeping the same team of writers, the same team of artists, it might not. But I have liked some of these books, as I've told you. And there's like a handful of Marvel books that I read because let's face it, Marvel Comics price theirs at $3.99 a piece, and I buy only the ones that I'm interested in. Now, I'm going to be buying that Silver Sable because I'm hoping the story matches up with the cover. And the previous Silver Sable, number 35, I looked it up on the internet, came out in the 1990s. I think 1992 possibly, or 1995. So why is it a one-shot? I don't know. But, anyways, that's all I have to say in this update from Spirit Comics. I will do my best to get out reviews when I can. I want to review the entire line of Hulk comics starring Jennifer Walters before the She-Hulk comic book returns, and give my personal opinion on it, because I've heard people ripping that comic book up one side and down the other, and you know what I mean. People have been roasting it. I hope you enjoy the background. That's yes, that is Spider-Man on my bed right there. My mother made that for me quite some time ago, and I thought I would show it off since this is a comic book channel, Spirit Comics, and when I get to it, I will be sharing some of my own stories. So stay tuned for that, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button down below here on my YouTube channel, and click that bell so you will be notified of new videos when I upload them. Thank you for coming to my channel, and I hope you have enjoyed this update. Till next time, this is Michael for Spirit Comics.